there, everyone. Welcome to Mindset Monday. I hope everyone is having a good Monday. So, we're talking about mindsets today, and I put the definition up of what I found that mindsets were about. I see one thing I do know I want to change. I am overlapping over some of my favorite creators on YouTube as far as time, and I don't want to do that. That was not purposeful. So I don't know. I might have to adjust my time, y'all. But hey, again, I'm new. I'm learning. But I definitely don't like to cross over with one of my favorite YouTubers, which is CCN, and they're still on, and I'd rather be in their chat than on the live. So I might have to adjust some times here. I might have to go down 1 hour, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll work on that. This is all new to me, and I'm learning. And we're just going to go with the flow. That's part of my mindset now, right? So, welcome everyone. Tell us where you're from in the chat. Let me see. I now know how to pull up the chat and look at it as well. Let's see. Hey, Robin, how you doing? From Kalamazoo, Michigan. Hey, y'all, by the way, if you follow me on Carnivore, which I still got to do that part, you'll see me post that soon. I have been running crazy, Robin. I'm not even at home right now, okay? So, but that's the best part about being live. Robin's having a meetup, and I mean a MEAT up in Kalamazoo at the end of the month. And I'm going to be there, and some other special guests are going to be there. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be kind of like a family reunion. So if you're in that area, or just have a car like me, have wheels will roll, join us. It's I'll have to look at the dates again, but it's at the end of August. Robin, put it in the chat, the dates for me. So, because I have like 3 things going on right here. Oh, thank you. So feel free to put that in the chat for me. Hey, Bacon Baby, I'm doing good. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming for Mindset Monday. So, y'all, I hope everyone's Monday has been going good. Let's see who else is in the. Okay, August 30th. Thank you, Robin. August 30th. So I think that's the Labor Day weekend. And yeah, so it's already an extended weekend. So if you can join us in Kalamazoo, Michigan, that would be fantastic. Anyway, let's talk about mindset, y'all. I was thinking, get it, mindset. That was a good segue, right? I was thinking of all the things that actually got me to this point in my life where I'm sitting here in front of a screen talking to you all on YouTube. And it definitely was my mindset. It was a lot of other things, but mindset is the main part of it. So let's talk about what mindset is. I pulled up the definition that I found online, and it said, excuse me, mindset, the collection of beliefs and attitudes that shape how we interpret and respond to life's challenges. Y'all, have y'all had challenges in life? You're not living unless you have challenges. Now, there are some people that may not have a lot of challenges yet in their lives, but challenges do come. Are you armed for that? Are you ready for that? Sometimes they hit us out of nowhere, just like today. Like I said, I'm not at home. I'm doing a little caregiving for a family member. And then I have another one that is not feeling well and had a fever of 104. And I'm going to have to zip back and probably help with that situation too. But I don't mind. I don't mind. They're loved ones, and that's what loved ones do for each other, right? That's the mindset. That's my mindset. That's how I grew up. Um, Knowing that community is everything. For me, family is everything. And you do what you got to do when you need to do it. So, anyway, I'm going to keep going on mindset. This is some of the stuff I found out. So, mindset, we know that it influences our success, happiness, and resilience. Resilience. That is a big word. That is a word that I kind of adopted as in my little mental toolkit a couple of years ago, especially for those of y'all who know my story. I was widowed really young. And that resiliency is that's when I knew I was resilient. Yes, I had had other things happen to me in my life before, even starting with the age of like 13. That's when my dad passed away in front of me with a major heart attack. And the resiliency I had to have after that at that young age. I think life prepares you for the things to come sometimes. Um, so yeah. Robin said Elder Sherrod Brown spoke about this in his message yesterday. You go, Sherrod. Sherrod knows what it is to have resilience, right? For those of us that are believers, we know that our resilience comes from God. I don't know how people who don't believe have their resilience, but you just develop that within your life, right? So what I found was, yeah, that's true. We can all teach a master class on that. You got that right. You got that right, Eb. Exactly. Hey, and welcome to the chat. I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here. Hey, drop where you're from in the chat when you get a chance. So, mindset. We already described what mindset is. It's right there on the screen. And y'all, I'm sorry, I'm a little low energy today. When I say I am tired, and that has another thing to do with mindset too. Sometimes when you're tired, oh, that's fine, Bacon Baby. Like I said, this is a relaxed, safe space here. So if you're just listening, I get it. I can't hear it, but I'm still on someone else's channel while we're talking. But this is a relaxed, safe space here. So do what you got to do. Life happens, y'all. It just happens. So again, I apologize for being a little low energy. I am still tired. I know I need to eat some bacon. Thanks, Robin, for that reminder. I haven't eaten today. So I'll build up my energy after the show. It's hard for me to eat beforehand. Plus, I'm doing my intermittent fasting again. So I don't even think about eating until a little bit later. But yeah, I'm sure it'll perk up. I don't think I ate enough yesterday when I did eat, but that's a whole nother story. That's just, again, part of my life. That's the carnivore part of my life. And I said I wasn't going to harp on that a lot because I have other things on this channel that talks about carnivore and the way of eating. So anyway, back to mindset. What I found is there's actually two types of mindset. Oh, and Eb is from Charlotte, North Carolina, neighboring state. But she lives currently, that's why I wanted you to say it, Ebony, in Playa del Carmen. Yeah, that place. And you know what? She is, don't forget, you're going to be on my show one day because I think we both can talk about this. It was the mindset change, right? That got you where you are today. It was definitely mindset change on that, right? So again, we have fixed mindset and we have growth mindset. So fixed mindset believes that belief that abilities and intelligence are static. Okay? That's a fixed one. In other words, you're locked in. I'm trying to look at the chat and read my notes and all that at the same. Y'all know how I am. Squirrel. Yeah. So just hang in with me. So fixed is you know one thing and your tunnel vision, and that's the only thing you're gonna see. And y'all know by my other live the other day, I can't do that. I can do it only for a few minutes, but after that, it's got to broaden. It's got to broaden. I cannot be stuck in that little box that I told y'all that some people try to put you in. That ain't happening. So then we have our growth mindset. That's the one, y'all. Belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning. And these are definitions that you can look up. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm definitely not a mental health medical professional. But what I do know is how my mindset had to change for me to have a happier, even more resilient life. So that's why I just wanted to chat about it. So I'm going to ask a question in just a minute. But how is mindset developed? That's a good question. How do y'all think mindset is developed? Put in the chat if you have any ideas or you want to share the way your mindset has changed or developed. Or do you feel like you're a fixed mindset or are you a growth mindset? Which one do you feel like you are? And I'm reading, yes, I know it. From Ebony, I truly can't wait. It truly was a mindset change. Just the fact that she lives in a whole nother country, y'all. Again, you'll see her on my show soon. You will see her on my show soon. But yeah, what do you all do to change your mindset? So Robin says, hey, y'all, did you see how I did that? Robin, I'm saying that because on the first live, I was too afraid to hit buttons. So now to be able to pull up your comment, there you go. Robin says, I used to be fixed, but as I get older, I become more growth mindset. You know, there may be some truth to that. Although, Robin, you probably had more of a growth mindset in your younger years than you realize if you go back and really, really think about it. Because I guess you can have like life events that will help you change, and you can life events that will help you change from fixed to growth. But you probably had more of a growth mentality than you thought you did when you were younger. I know I did. I've always been that unicorn. I've always been that someone different, but it did take me a while to get confident in doing that. Yeah. Anyone else about their mindset? Are you growth or are you fixed? Are you growth or are you fixed? Let's see what else we have while y'all are putting things in the chat. So some of the things I found about how you develop your mindset. And give me a second here. Let me. And if you're just joining us, please put where you're from in our chat. So I'm going to put the definition back up, what mindset is. So what I found was that mindset can be developed. Robin, that's why I said you probably had it sooner, but it was developing. I know mine was developing. It's still developing. And I notice every time I'm in a situation where I have to be more resilient, it's a hard word to say, resilient, that mindset has a choice. It has two choices. It can go to close or it can go to growth. And I always choose growth. It may take me a minute, but I always choose growth. So some of the early influences for mindset is family, school, culture. As you know, when you grow up or when you're a kid, your mindset is whatever is around your family. I say that, but when I think back, um, yeah, my early mindset was definitely from my parents, right? Because that's the only world you have. You have this little bitty space in the world, and that's where you're getting your information from. But once I hit school age and saw how other people live, and I'm still in awe of people with like extremely large families because I'm an only. So when I see people with siblings, I like watching how they interact. I've always been very observant. And as you know, I'm an introvert, even though it's hard to believe, but I am an introvert. My thought pattern changed even away from what my base thinking was just from my little small family. And I'm going to look back in the chat real quick. Oh, let's see. Ebony says, I think it's developed through challenges. I agree with you on that and how you navigate them. I definitely have a growth mindset, but it has been fixed before. Yeah, like I said, I think because we grow up in such a small little kamikaze world of our immediate family, how our parents are, or if you had step parents, or if you had raised by your grandparents, or depending on what your family dynamic was at first, I think that's where you're fixed. But you don't have to stay there. And it's always, especially being a former educator, it's always fascinated me how some people's minds will stay right there where they first were born. You know, it's still like they 2 years old. But yet there are other people who may not even be in good situations or circumstances, but they have an expansive mindset. I'm thinking about a personal friend right now. Oh my gosh. It just clicked with me how he is. This man, wow, he sure is. He's a good example for that. This man grew up with not a lot of anything in the Atlanta, Georgia area. But when I say, and the thing is, physical things or tangible things, he still doesn't have a lot of, nor does he really want. But when I say his resilience in life has made him for the industry he's in, which I might have him on a Saturday because he's in the cigar world. He's one of my cigar friends. When I say the resilience this man has and his mindset, there's that emoji where the brain is blowing up. Amazing. Like I literally have sat down and talked to him 5 or 6 hours straight, not picking his brain, but just listening to the stories that he had, the obstacles he's overcome, and like I could listen to him for hours because his resilience and his vibrancy, and he doesn't even realize he has it. And I've told him, I said, do you know how resilient and how vibrant you are? He goes, yeah, whatever. He doesn't even realize it. He's that humble with it. And I think that is the other part. He's so humble with it. So, okay. I'm gonna put up another one. Ebony says, same Terry. I love how we're introverts that can be extroverted with the right people. You got that right, girl. You got that right. What I have learned is I don't expend my energy on people that are just not worth me expending my energy on. But back to mindset. That's another one of my mindsets. That's one of my new mindsets. I don't do that. But anyway, let's see. So, how we develop it. We embrace challenges, see them as opportunities to learn. And I know it's biblical even. You embrace things like tragedies, you embrace things that life throw at you, you embrace it. It's not making them a good thing, but it's how you look at those things in your life, right? It can make or break you. I know my pastor not too long ago said, you got two choices in every situation. You can sit and curl up and ball up and waste away, or you can live, right? There are a lot of people that are alive, but very few people that are living. Live, choose life more abundantly. Okay, I'm sorry. I got on my soapbox for a second. Just a second. Let me go back. Where was it? Oh, so we can learn from criticism, use feedback to improve. Now, to me, that's a slippery slope. There's criticism that's positive, that is actually supportive. And again, it depends on who and how they say it. And then there's criticism that's meant to hurt you and meant to bring you down. And yeah, that's not the criticism I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one that is supportive and helpful and allows you to kind of find your own path, find your own way. So yes, we can learn from criticism. Criticism. Man, I'm tired. I can tell when I start slurring my words like that bad, I'm tired, mentally tired. So another thing they said, we can celebrate effort, not just results. That's the one thing that I am learning doing these lives now. I used to stress out and want things to be so perfect. It had to be so perfect. But I changed my mindset, especially on YouTube. A lot of the people I follow, they're just regular people and they're living their life, and it may not be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. But you know what? They do it anyway. It's the fact they're doing it. So that's why I just started doing it. Ebony was one of my support systems that just said, girl, just do it. Just do it. I'm doing it. So it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to celebrate my effort. Just like I said at the top of the hour, I might have to change times because I see I'm conflicting on one of my favorite YouTubers, and I really like hearing what he has to say. So I might adjust my time a little bit. I don't have a problem with it because I need inspiration from other people as well, right? So let's see here. I like that. I like that. That's funny. Right, Robin. I see. I missed that from Robin. So many of us are introverts. Oh, okay. Let me show this one first. So many of us are introverts. We on YouTube like we're extroverts, right? But I think in our own way, we are extroverts where we're comfortable. When we know we can be ourselves and be accepted for who we are and what we are and how we do things, then we're comfortable being in that space. Right now, I'm comfortable in the space I'm in so I can talk to y'all. And I'm comfortable with talking to y'all because I know who y'all are. you know, when I get new people, well, I got Bacon Baby, but you know what? She's comfortable too. I've seen her in other chats, and so I feel like I know her. I haven't met her in person, but I love it. I love it. Again, unity is about some of that comfort zone, I think, for us introverts. We have to make sure that we feel like we're in a safe space, per se, right? We have to make sure we feel ourselves in a safe space. Let's see. What else did you put on here? Oh, yeah, let's go back to Ebony's thing. Right, Robin. YouTube might just be the introvert's secret weapon. I like that. By the way, y'all, Ebony also has a YouTube channel, and Ebony, I don't know if you can drop. I know you can't drop a link in the channel, but if you just want to say what your channel's about, Robin has her channel, Carnivorous Grandma. Check her out as well. Y'all, we all want support in these YouTube streets, okay? Like she said, this is kind of our secret weapon of how to get things out of our minds, the mindset, right? So, yeah, check those two channels out, yeah, ladies, if you want to put in what your channels are and what they're about. Let me check out some more, and then I'll tell you some more of what I found. Oh, thank you, Robin. I'm so proud of you, Terry. You are doing it. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that compliment. Well, you're doing it too, girl. You're one of my inspirations, girl. Just saying. Oh, thank you, Eb. Hey, I'm not paying these people to say these things, y'all. I'm just letting you know. But I appreciate y'all's compliments. Yes, because you are a very fun and interesting person. You don't need to be perfect. You're great as is. So happy to see your. Thank you so much, Ebony. Thank you. Sit, sister. Love you. All right. Yeah. So now we're putting in the chat. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up. Share this video with someone who needs a mindset change. So I'm going to go back while they're doing all that in the chat. We talked about celebrate effort and not results, refrain or reframe failure. Y'all, this is a big one. Reframe failure. Treat setbacks as learning experiences. Again, like we said, embrace the challenges. If you fail on something, if I mess up on something, do I beat myself up? Yes. Am I my own worst critic? Yes. But the question is, do I stay there? No, I can't. There are sometimes I have stayed longer than I should. There are sometimes I have stayed longer than I should. But even that mindset shift is beginning to change. Like, why are you rolling in the mud right now, Terry? Get out the mud and go play on the dirt ground and get back out there. Go. Thanks, Eb, for sharing your channel. Y'all go check her out on Embodied Playgirl. Hey. My journey to escaping the 9 to 5, the US, and living an international life. We be out in them international streets, don't we, girl? So that's Ebony's channel. Go check her out, y'all. And here's Robin's Carnivorous Grandma, where I talk about a healthy meat-based way of eating and lifestyle. And y'all have seen me on some of Robin's YouTubes. In fact, Robin interviewed me, what was that, about 2 or 3 months ago? Man, time is flying. It is really flying. But yeah, she interviewed me, and it's on my channel and hers. So go check out both. We don't care if you look at us a lot of times. Y'all just keep playing them and playing them and playing them. Just kidding, y'all. Not kidding, but not kidding, right? Kidding, but not kidding. So let's get back to the question here. Let's see. So we reframe failure. We treat setbacks as learning experiences. And then another thing that they mentioned was practice self-compassion. I just said that, right? Stop beating yourself up so much. You're only human. When did we forget we were only human? Be kind to yourself during struggles. I am learning that. Just like this weekend was a little busy, a little crazy, a little haphazard. I had to plan things out. I had to make sure I got here in time. I got to make sure I get back in time. I need some extra sleep. Yeah. I see a nap in my future, okay? I see a nap in my future. So let's see. I'm almost done with this part. Section 4. I actually had these outlined in sections, y'all. Making mindset work for you. So if you don't mind, drop down in the chat what you use to help make mindset work for you. In other words, here's some keys right here. Set realistic, growth-oriented goals. Surround yourself with positive influences. Regularly reflect on your thoughts and beliefs. That's a big one. Revisit why you're doing what you're doing, right? Use affirmations and visualization techniques. I have not been good on my affirmations lately, but I was looking up this morning, like really cute little sticky note things to start sticking. Some of the things I've collected affirmations, ones that resonate with me, right? I'm going to start sticking them up on my wall. That's one of my new intentions for this month for my personal growth. Let's see. Keep a journal to track progress and setbacks. I don't know about y'all though. I'm not a good journaler. I guess I don't know. I don't know why I'm not a good journaler. I love getting journals. I love collecting journals. I've got so many journals that are empty, but they're pretty, y'all. And I have a beautiful script. But by the time I'm not a note taker. So I learned this about me real quick when I was in graduate school. I had one notebook for those 3 years I was in graduate school. One. And I'm talking about, I don't have one near me, one of the little spiral ones. And I was mad because I had to get another one that last class because I ran out of pages. And I only filled maybe 10 pages of that one. I'm not a note taker. But what I know I am, and I guess again that learning background, the educator's background, I found out what modality that I learned the best from. And I guess that's why I'm kind of like in YouTube. I'm visual, auditory. So you're not going to see me taking notes, but I'm going to see you and I'm going to hear you. In fact, if I'm taking notes, I ain't listening very well because I'm too busy trying to figure out what I'm going to write next. So yeah, I'm visual auditory. I'm visual auditory. So that's another thing. You got to learn who you are to help with your mindset. You're not, I mean, God made us all beautifully. We're wonderfully made. We're all unique. And that's okay. That's what makes everything so beautiful, right? So again, you can track your progress. You can journal if that's what you like to do. I'm not that person, but I can write sticky notes. I can write sticky notes over things to remind me, to reflect, to help with my affirmations every day. So that's my way of doing it. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. Let's go back to the comments real quick. And like I said, I'm almost finished with the things I have researched on mindset. Let's see who's in here. Oh, yes, exactly, Ebony. You like that one, huh? Man, oh man, that's the truth. Be nice to yourself. And it's always good to have those friends that can give you that support and that feedback in a positive way, right? Sometimes you just have to find your tribe. You have to find your tribe. Eb is one of my tribe. Another friend that you all have seen on here on the chat, she's part of my tribe. Robin's part of my tribe. Someone that you can feel comfortable with sharing ideas and saying, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, I think I messed up on this. What do you think? Can you help me? Yeah, it's all the things, right? But the main thing is someone that can help support you to be nice to yourself, because sometimes you have to remind yourself to be nice to you. Ebony definitely is one of my sister girls that helped me with that part. She's just like, girl, why are you stressing out? You're fabulous. She always tells me stuff like that. I'm like, thanks, Ebony. I needed that. So I appreciate you, Eb, more than you know. More than you know. Let's see here. Hey, Dennis from Newport. How you doing? I'm not in Newport today, but hey. Yeah, I think y'all have seen Dennis in my life. I appreciate his support too. He's another one that I can feed, throw things out and go, Dennis, what do you think about this? And he'll tell me. And sometimes I'll go, really? And he's like, yeah. And he gives me that other perspective thing, especially male perspective. Sometimes that is so helpful. We females sometimes just rely too much on each other, but it's good to have a male perspective sometimes because they look at life, they come through life a whole different direction than we do, right? So appreciate you, brother or bruh. You know, I'm imitating my grandson when I do that. Oh, let's see. Oh, I love this, Robin. Be intentional with your mindset. And so many people are not. It's funny because I've run across people that, again, why I started this channel, um, and they're asking me, well, how do you do this? And how do you get to travel so much? And how do you, how do you? Right here, it was my mindset. I'm intentional about what I want to do. And if I don't know, if I know I just want to do something, but I don't know what it is I want to do, then I just start researching. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, that would be nice. Oh, I think I would fit in that community. And that's why I decided to do these lives. It was a lot of what introspection. I am not good with my multisyllabic words this morning, y'all, so forgive me. But I went in the introvert part and said, okay, break up things the way you actually kind of think. I think in these little chunks, y'all. Again, I guess it's my educator mindset and me being auditory and visually a learner. So I broke it up, and that's why I do these lives in these little segments. That's how my brain thinks. That's just exactly how it goes. So, so let's see. So, question. Let me go back to a question real quick, and then I'll get back in the chat. Here we go. What's one mindset shift you want to make? What is one mindset shift you want to make? Whether today or tomorrow or whenever, drop that in the chat for me. What's one mind shift you want to make? Or mindset shift? Because it is a shift. It is a shift. And I'm going to share some of the things that I have started reading, but haven't completed all of them, which has helped my mindset shift. Do I put all of them together at one time? No. Again, y'all just found out I think in chunks. So it takes a minute for me to go, ah, and put it all together into one thing. So what's one mindset shift you want to make? And now I'm going to go back into the chat because that's what I love about y'all. I love these lives. I love being able to talk to y'all in the middle of the day like this. Thank you again for joining. So Eb says, I love to journal. We will journal when I see you, Miss Thing. Okay, I'll bring in one of them empty journals that I have, and we'll work on it. We'll work on it. Hey there, Tiffany from Birmingham. Hey, girl, hey. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Tiff's my daughter. I love when family supports you. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Let's see who else is in the chat here. Dennis says, I can track things, but I don't journal. Try, but just not me. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. I am good at, for the most part, remembering things, or I can jot down, like I said, like little sticky notes. And I guess that's a family trait because I'm sitting in my daughter's office right now, and all I see is a bunch of sticky notes in front of me. So it must be hereditary. But I'm not good at journaling. I tried, but And I thought I would be better journaling when I could do it electronically, because there's like a journal on my phone, and I started and it sends me reminders and everything. I just can't keep it up. I'll see the reminders and then I'm like, okay, I'll get back to that. Okay, I'll get back to that. Or my mind just doesn't work that way. So, like I said, everything is not for everybody, but do something, right? Do something. Hey, there's Catrice. There's West Virginia in the house. Hey, Catrice. How you doing, girl? Catrice, y'all have heard me talk about Catrice. She's another one that she's my safe space, and I appreciate her. She helps me with my mindset. Again, more than you know. And the one thing you don't want to see is me and Catrice and Ebony in the same room. It's going to be a natural disaster when that happens again. Just saying. No, we have fun, but we are so good with each other. And I just always, y'all, that's the other thing. Be thankful, be appreciative for those who are in your community and truly from their hearts have no agenda but to love on you and support you. Tiff is another one that is in that group for me. Yes, I gave life to her. So she's a little dedicated to me, but she's an adult too. She's an adult woman. I love to see how she's blossomed. I love how her mindset is. You're talking about a proud parent moment when you see your child have positive mindset and resiliency in her life, then you know you've done a good job. That's my Tiff. So anyway, I just had to say that real quick. Let's see here. People talking to each other in the chat. Love it. Love it. Love it. While y'all are doing that, I want to share. And I had a whole bunch of books that I looked up. Some I have actually read, and some I haven't, but they're on my my list, my book list. Mindset by Carol Dweck. I have not read that, but it looks interesting. I have Audible. Now, I used to be an avid book reader as far as a physical book, picking it up and looking at it. I think y'all, I would develop adult ADHD or ADD. Don't give me no book to look at. If you're not on Audible, you need to be on Audible, and that's how I'm going to listen to you. So I got to look her up on Audible because, again, mindset, to me, growth mindset, having that growth mindset, that's what keeps you going, right? Atomic Habits by James Clear. Yes, I am reading it for the second time. In fact, Robin and I were reading it together for a while, and Robin, we got to get back to it, right? But life be life, and y'all, and things change. And again, you got to go with the ebb and flow of everything and be flexible. That's another part of my mindset, learning to be flexible, because every day is not going to be the same. How boring would it be if life was like that, where everything was the same? I would be bored. I'm easily bored. Yeah, I have to switch things up a lot. Some things that I may start one or two times, and if I can't figure out how to make it really work in my life, then I change it, I tweak it. If it's something positive in my life like that, I'll still tweak it to make it work for me so I can be more consistent with it. But yeah, Atomic Habits is a very deep book. I mean, it's one that, hey, and if y'all want to do a book study on Atomic Habits and we can grow our group on that, that would be fantastic. Drop that in the comments too, because it's one that you really have to intentionally read and listen to and kind of jot a few notes down, not take notes, but just jot a few of the ideas around. I'm thinking about putting some of those on my sticky note board that I'm going to make. I'll let y'all know when I get that done. I'll show it to you, right? But yeah, I finished listening to it when I was in Europe a couple of years ago, and just something said, now you need to go back and visit it again. You just need to. I'm seeing some glitches. I hope I'm not glitching on live, and it could be just the internet or my screen. But anyway, another one was Pause, Rest, Be by Octavia F. Rahim. So she's in one of my other communities that I frequent a lot, about Black women who like to travel around the world and maybe live in these international streets. But she was reminding us that even as resilient as we are, sometimes we need to pause, we need to rest, and we need to be. I haven't finished her book yet, but I am working on it. And it's, y'all, you can overtax your mind, right? Especially with social media. Like, I'm rethinking some social media things, especially now that I'm doing lives more and I'm on social media. When I ran another business, like, I constantly had to be on social media. I had to do my IG, I had to do my Facebook, I wasn't on YouTube, but I had to do all the things. And that can be mentally taxing after a while, right? So sometimes you got to purposely pause, purposely rest. In fact, I'm doing a sleep study on myself now. I am doing a sleep study. I missed one night since I've started, which I started August 1st. I've only had one kind of bad night from it, but we'll talk about that on another live. But pause, rest, and be. Y'all go check out Octavia's book on that. Life is in the transitions. It's what we just talked about, because life should not be flatlined, right? One of my favorite uplifting, I guess, kind of spiritual songs right now is It's Good to Be Alive, but It's Best to Live. Every time I hear that song, y'all look that up on whatever streaming device you find your music on. If that don't get you going, nothing will. It's good to be alive, but it's best to live. Every time I hear that, especially like, when you're tired, like I am now, I might need to listen to it in a few minutes, and you're just trying to get your energy level back up. I listen to that and I'm like, yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. Anyway, Winning the War in Your Mind by Craig Groeschel. I think I said it right. I just started following him, and I think his wife also has a ministry. But yeah, it takes it more from a biblical aspect, which that for me again helps shift my mindset to I have to be in my word. I am all about that Christ-like life. Okay, I'm making that statement right here out in public. Here we go. Right. So those are some of the books that I have either started or about to read or plan on finishing soon that help with the mindset thing. I'm going to go back to the chat. Oh my goodness, y'all have been chatting. I love it. Let's see. Here we go. Eb says, my mindset shift. I can do hard things softly. Love it. Love it. I've been asking myself, who said it can't be done easy? That's what I'm talking about. Growing up, we thought everything had to be hard to be successful. No, we know our buddy Stephanie Perry has shown us different, hasn't she? I know y'all hear about her every live, but she was part of my mindset shift, y'all. For real. Who said I had to do things the hard way? You don't. Why are we reinventing the wheel when we don't have to? Y'all, don't get me started. That's why I wanted to do this. This helps me, I guess, release some things in my mind. I'm all for the book study. All right. Thank you. Thank you. We will do that. We will make this work, right? Let's see. I love the book Atomic Habits. I would love to do a book study with y'all. We're just gonna have to do that again, Robin, if you're still in on that. And I think we had our friend Denitra was in it, and Leah. Yeah, maybe we'll just make it. We'll have to find another format to do it in. I don't know what would be conducive for everybody, but we might just have to make this a whole big group atomic study thing, because I think I know when we were doing it, and Robin and I were doing it with some other ladies, it was interesting how everyone's perspective was different, which is part of that mindset. Everybody comes with their base perspective, knowledge. And then if you interact and if you have that growth mindset, it makes things grow, right? It helps you, your dendrites. Because I used to do a brain, it was a personal or a professional development course, but it was about how the brain works. Just like I talked about Saturday, as long as you cross the lateral part of your body, ooh, it tickles still. It helps your right and left brain to function better. Reading books like this help your dendrites grow in your brain. It lights up different parts of your body or in your brain that help you develop your mindset. Physically, you can develop your mindset. Think about that, right? Let's see what else is in the chat here. Oh, okay, good, Robin. It's just glitching here in the studio. You know how that is, right? But as long as I'm not glitching for y'all, good. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you, Eb. You said, no, we see you fine, no issues. So again, they're my issues, not y'all's issues. Okay, thanks, Dennis. No glitching. And Catrice is saying hi to Dennis in the chat. Y'all are gonna become YouTube buddies here. Y'all are in all my chats, and I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Here he is. Hi, Catrice. Let's see. As a Black woman, I was always taught that I had to work harder. I was never taught to work smarter. Let's rebuke that thought in the name of Jesus. Girl, as soon as I realized that I didn't have to work harder, in fact, there are a lot of things that, like for me initially, I'll think the old way. I think that's just part of, because if you've thought that pattern for so long, it takes a long time for you to retrain your brain, right? I'll initially think of the hard way to do it, but the good part is I now stop myself. I now stop myself and go, hold on. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Let's find out how. I'm about that soft life. Now that I found it, and so another thing was I knew there was one, but I didn't know it was for me. And now that I know it's for me, I'm all about that soft life, right? So, yeah, I'm just not going to stress out on a lot of different things. And no, in whatever aspect of my life, I'm just not going to do it. I am going to have my level of expectation still up here. Soft life doesn't mean you're not achieving goals. Again, another part of the mindset. I'm going to achieve my goals, but I may not do it the way you do it. I may not do it the way you want me to do it. That's that people pleasing aspect. I don't do that no more. I don't do that anymore. So I think I told someone not too long ago, even if I had to sit here and talk by myself, I would just sit here and talk by myself. Because this channel is reflecting me. It took me a long time. Again, it took me a lot of positive people in my life to help me with that. I I remember Chris, and some of y'all know Chris from CCN. He looked at me, he said, "You are now a YouTuber." And it hit me like, okay, I am. Because I never thought of myself. I didn't realize that mindset of, if you're going to have a channel, if you're going to interact with people, then, and you're using this as your platform to get your messages across, then that's who you are now. And it's just like any other name we have for ourselves. I'm Terry. First and foremost, I am Terry, child of God. Period. That's the first one. I'm Terry, the mother of Tiffany, Archie, and William. That's next, right? I'm Terry, the grandmother of Noah, Cora, and Aurora. And then it goes on and on and on. So now one of my new names is Terry. I'm a YouTuber. Mindset. And it took me a while to get that. When y'all, being transparent, my mind did just like the emoji the other day and went, right? And said, hold on. Terry, the teacher, started talking to Terry, the new YouTuber, and said, this is how we're going to make this work. That's when I came up with the lives. That's how my mind works. I told y'all, it works in little chunks. And when I was able to chunk it up, like I did in my classroom with my different themes, with my students, I'm like, it literally just flowed. Again, I had my bing. That's when everything went together. And that extra little dendrites start growing. That's how I visualize dendrites in my brain, like this. Sometimes they're like zoom, 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 but right now they're doing like that, right? So, yeah, that's how I work. I think the more you look at my channel, the more you'll either go, she's interesting, a little odd, a little eccentric, but interesting, or you go, that woman crazy. Either way you think, it's fine. That's your mindset. I don't care. Let's see here. What does Ebony have here? Talk to him, Terry. Yes, so good. Soft life does not mean achieving goals. Love this so much. It doesn't. You still have goals, but it's the way you want to do them. It's your mindset of how you're going to achieve them, right? It's your mindset. Period. And if you want to know more about soft life, y'all need to check out my Stephanie Perry. I'm saying my Stephanie Perry. We all claim her, the ones of us that know her, because there are a couple of people in the chat that know who she is. Y'all need to check out her station, her channel. And it is called Stephanie Perry, by the way. But again, she and Jewel Pearson, I will always give homage to them. They changed my mindset for the better. Oh my gosh, it took a year. And maybe one day I'll go into that on one of our Mindset Mondays, of literally the process that I now see of how I made it this far. But anyway, we only got like a minute left, y'all. Yeah, I don't know. Did anyone drop in the chat how they make their one mind shift change? Or are you going to make more mind shift changes in the future? If so, what's one of yours right now? Ebony said hers is to have a soft life, but still live on these international streets. What's some of yours? I'll give the last few minutes because I'm trying to make sure I stay under my hour or at my hour. Maybe later my mindset will change and we'll increase it. But right now, we're just going to stay an hour. What are some of your ways that you help change your mindset? What are some of the things you want to shift in your mind that you feel like you're locked into and can't get out of? You know, when my brain starts feeling locked, that's when I start fighting. Don't come at me. That's one thing. Don't come at me for something I believe in for me and you trying to impose you on me. Don't do that. Don't. That's part of my mindset shift. Support myself. I know what I need to do for me, per se, and not unless I ask you. I don't need you to volunteer that information. So, what are some of your mindset shifts? And if you don't have any right now, one thing I want to put on the screen, and I think Robin said it earlier, please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, I think everybody is kind of quiet right now in the chat. I'm going to let you guys go. Oh, wait. I like psychology, science theory. What's it called? Dendrites? Let me go Google. Go Google it, girl. Go Google it. Girl, it's when them dendrites grow and they mesh together. It's yeah. Yeah. With that being said though, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. Tomorrow is Tiny Talk Tuesday, where we talk about tiny houses in small spaces. And yeah, that's when you're gonna really hear me name Jewel a lot. And y'all will know my why tomorrow. I'll get back with you on that. But if you check out my very first video 2 years ago, you'll hear me pay homage to her a lot because she will, she changed my perspective on things, on how to live the life I really wanted. So until then, okay, yeah, watch the replay, Dennis. Y'all feel free to replay it as many times as you want to. All right. But until then, y'all, happy Monday, happy mindful Monday, and really start thinking, how do I want my mindset to shift right now? Hopefully for everything positive in your life. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.